Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. For me it is 10 to 1 and it's a Sunday. I don't know the date. Probably something like the 11th? Can't tell. I'll have a look when we get there. Irrelevant. And you join me on my way to the Arboretum. And so nowhere far today, just the Arboretum. Liz and Mark from Ride to the Wall said they'd be down there about lunchtime, so I'm hoping I can just catch them for an hour or so. Not seen them since way before Christmas, so I don't have to show off the big bike. And so whilst I was on my way, it don't look like we're going to be touching above 40. Oh, no, thank you. Of course, last night, as you can see, we had a lot of rain. Oh, we had a delivery last night, so yeah, it's not very pleasant. So, on the subject of bikes, I thought I would make a quick little opinion video. And that's on mopeds. They're the 50cc bikes that you have at 16, which you're not allowed to have exceed 28 mile an hour. And the main reason I was going to talk about this one is because Rob, who I've not shown, I don't think I've been out with him on video, brought a Honda chicken to the Honda 50 as a barn find for about 150 quid. So we've been talking about sort of the chicken and the jokes of how long it'll take Lisa, his missus, to get to Bradley on it. And you can sure as hell bet that I've put myself down for a go when he gets it running. And if I get on it, there will definitely be a video. So yeah, I had, plus we've got a lad at work that rides a, I want to say AJS Scala. I know it's an AGS, and it's a variant of what I had, which was a direct bike, just rebadged. So I've had this discussion at work, and I've had this discussion with people on bike nights, and of course I had one for 9 months, so if anyone's qualified to talk about how bad they are, it is me. So I used mine for commuting between home and college at the time, which was about, I don't know, 10 miles each way, 10, 15, I'd say no more than 13 miles each way. I reckon about 10. And that was a mix of roads, but a large majority were 60 mile an hour roads. Ooh. Of course, you're only doing 30 miles an hour. Yep, when you can be overtaken by a bus, you know you're doing something wrong. And so yeah, I mean, they're fine if you're running round town. But unfortunately, like most people that buy a set of well, I didn't buy. I had an agreement with my granddad, but that's a different story for a different day. If you're buying a moped at 16, you're kind of looking to stop using public transport. And let's face it, if you live in a town, most of the places are in walking. Well, you might want to use a bit of public transport if you're lazy. Oh, you bastard. You're right away, Mr. Beamer. I thought you would know that. Ah. But the bit that, this is the bit that really sort of baffles me. I could take even as a learner and as full license, I could take a 50cc rev and go, or geared, whatever, down the A42. Now the A42 is a 70 mile-an-hour road. Oh, don't make me stop in the puddle. This bike is only legally capable of 28. More than half. I can also take it on the 60 roads, which to an extent, yeah, they couldn't do anything about that, because like this road is a 60. I mean, just because we've literally been doing about 40 down it, on paper it is a 60 mile-an-hour road. And a lot of roads, once you get out the villages, are 60 mile an hour. So you're inherently putting yourself at risk. Not dismissing the whole concept of riding the bike is risky, but at least with a 125 you can sit at 60. You might be wringing its neck with most bikes, but you're still sat at 60. If something comes hurtling towards you, you can't exactly pull yourself out of the way. Bit open. Can't get the left-hand end. And the problem I had with riding the 50 is people try and cut you over. I mean, you're supposed to ride the same test in the middle of the road, just slightly off, somewhere about there is where she's trying to get me to ride for my test. Now on a moped at 50, this is just asking for trouble. So I have a habit of sitting about here, just slightly off to the right, which my instructor, I didn't always get on eye to eye with, but I eventually got on with her. Didn't like. Understandable. It is quite a vulnerable position. You are out considerably wide, but that was just something that stemmed because people, I don't know if it was people who don't know or what, but he's probably just ignorant. And of course, yeah, they're not made for hitting the rural roads like I do. Blaming hell, it's busy in here. Motorcycles. Right, so we're at the M&A. We'll rejoin that up when I leave. As I was saying, my position was a bit over the shop. But that's the way you sort of find yourself having to ride. Ugh. So, it's a trick for me because when I was 16 I thought that bike was the best thing since sliced bread. Obviously after 9 months I realised the speed issue. And then I ended up going for a 125 because I was old enough. Holy country park, I might go down there. So, yeah, whilst part of me says get rid of them, part of me is also grateful for the fact they exist. I believe it's Belgium that allows you to ride a moped on the cycle path. I think the Hollanders as well, I'm not 100% sure, but I know certainly Belgium I've seen, is it Legends Garage, when he had his, or Legends Garage, whatever, when he had his PBR, see him ride it down what appeared to be cycle paths and a few paths. They certainly were not roads. I think if we could do that, the thing is, we couldn't do that in the UK because I'm about trying to blow my own trumpet. As a 16-year-old, I was a bit smarter than some of the others. But it's just an odd bike, an odd class of bike. I don't know, I kind of leave a bit conflicted by it. I know Spices has sort of edged away from them. Well, you only keep these things for about a year anyway, and then a lot of them either go onto geared bikes, or if they like the scooter style, they go and get a 125 scooter. Because you can ride, you can take your CBT on an automatic and then go straight to a manual. No, you don't need to retake CBT. For example, okay, I took my CBT on on an auto, and then auto 50, and then was on a 125 manual at 17. I went back, had a little bit of training. Oh no, they're shut. I thought they'd be open. So I sort of use my brain to go back and get a bit of training, but I know plenty of people that won't. Give me your opinion of what you think to the 50s. Should they be there? Should they not be there? Or are you a bit like me, a bit sort of confused by them, especially with electric assisted push bikes? I've ridden one of them, and they do take a lot of the work out, and they're going to be, if you're buying new anyway, they're going to be about the same price as a 50. No road tax, no insurance, no MOT. I think we're, especially with them on the market now, and still being recognised as a push bike, if I was running around town, I'd think I'd be doing them. I don't know, it's such a confusing one for me. So yeah, I'm not totally against them, but yeah, I'm not totally for them either. But no, as I said, give me your opinion. Let me know, what did you ride a 50 at 16? So take care, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.